Hello everybody, I'm back.
Hi, back. I'm Jenna. Nice to meet you.
Okay then. But in all seriousness, I'm Ua, and today on this episode of Cardboard Craft, we're going to be making something that has been requested at least once. We're going to be making Hawkeye's sword from Avengers Endgame. Let's get slicing and dicing. So I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but for this project I'm going to need some relatively large cardboard. There she be. If you ever have neighbors that have just moved in, that's like a cardboard jackpot, man. There's the sword. There's the cardboard. Let's do it. So after a little bit of research, I found out that the entire sword is 31 inches long, which makes the handle of the sword 7.5 inches, and makes the blade 23.5 inches. So those are the dimensions that I'm going to use to draw it all out. So the point of elaborately drawing out the entire sword and exactly what it's going to look like is so that I can use this as a template and a base. It'll be in the very middle of the sword, and then I'll build up on either side off of it. It'll be great. But first I need to cut it out. So that's all cut out. So for these holes here, it needs to be pretty precise, and I don't want to do that with a box knife because it's a little clunky, I guess, for the kind of work that I'll be doing. And an X-Acto knife just isn't big enough and doesn't have the power, so okay, so I cut the holes out with a scroll saw. It worked. That's all you need to know. Oh, right. So for the blade itself, I don't intend on making it any thicker because I think that'll make it look chunky. I've done that in the past. It looks a little weird. But for the handle and for the little section right below the blade, that's not the handle, but it's also not the blade. Weird, right? I'm also going to add an extra layer of cardboard there. And once again, I'll be using the pre-existing sword to make templates and such. So that pretty much wraps it up for layers, as far as I'm concerned. There will be one more small one, but that's more like details that goes onto the handle here. But that pretty much wraps it up for that. Hey kids, welcome back to Pro Tips with Ua. Do your pieces of cardboard need sticking together? 'Cause mine do. Well, lucky for you, there's a thing you can do to make your pieces of cardboard stick together. Watch me. Never use hot glue again. Instead, use contact cement. Add a little bit here and a little bit there. Wait 9 minutes. And smack them together. Very carefully though, because you only get one shot at this. Now you have a seamless, lumpless cardboard conjunction. The conjunction of two pieces of cardboard. The joining of two pieces. That's all. It is also worth noting that for the middle of the sword that makes the blade and like the base layer that I told you about, that's double thick cardboard. And then for the pieces that I just contact cemented on, that's single thick cardboard. What time is it, you ask? Well, it's cross guard time. Boom! Shakalaka me alpaca. However, I haven't actually glued it on yet because duct tape. But now I'm ready to put it on. I'd say I had a little bit of difficulty there, but I got it on in the end. Now the last thing I have to do is raise the end up here, and also obviously covered in black. I don't know how I'm gonna put color on that yet, but we'll see. I'm just going to raise the sides with some 5mm craft foam. I think. Yep, that's what I'm doing. So the foam at the end of the handle is looking pretty good, but it's not quite flush with the very end. I don't even know what it's called. This thing here, it's not flush. So I'm going to use a dremel to flatten it out. So it makes a little bit of a mess. But I'd say the mess is well worth it because it looks pretty spicy now. So that pretty much wraps it up for this project. Cue the montage. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this incredibly complex episode of Cardboard Craft. I think this has been one of my most sophisticated and awesome projects yet. But anyway, if you guys want to support the channel, buying merch is a great way to do that. I'll leave a link to that down in the description below. And if you'd like to check out my Instagram and get sneak peeks of projects, I'll also leave a link to that down in the description below. And as always, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe!